How far would someone go to keep their darkest desires hidden while leading a seemingly ordinary life? Richard Cottingham, infamously known as the Torso Killer, epitomized this chilling reality. Between 1967 and 1980, Cottingham terrorized New York and New Jersey, committing murders so gruesome they left even seasoned detectives speechless. By day, he was a soft-spoken computer operator and a family man. By night, he was a predator, stalking the streets of Manhattan, preying on vulnerable women, and leaving behind a trail of dismembered bodies. Cottingham's ability to conceal his monstrous nature behind an unassuming facade is as unsettling as the heinous acts he committed, making his story one of the most chilling in American true crime history. As we delve deeper into his dark world, we uncover the twisted mind of a man who lived a double life, evading capture for over a decade. Join us as we explore the sinister tale of Richard Cottingham, the Torso Killer, and the legacy of fear he left behind. Richard Cottingham was born on November 25th, 1946, in the Bronx, New York, as the second child of a working-class family. When he was 12 years old, his family relocated to Dumont, New Jersey, where he would spend the remainder of his adolescence. From an early age, Cottingham displayed an affinity for solitude, often withdrawing from peers and showing little interest in group activities. His academic performance was average, and he showed no particular talents or ambitions that set him apart. However, beneath his quiet demeanor, Cottingham harbored dark fantasies. He developed an early fascination with bondage and control, themes that would later manifest in his crimes. As an adult, Cottingham worked as a computer operator for Blue Cross Blue Shield in Manhattan. He was considered reliable and competent, earning the respect of his colleagues. Cottingham's job required extensive travel throughout the city, providing him with a perfect cover for scouting victims. He lived a seemingly stable suburban life in New Jersey, complete with a wife and 3 children. Neighbors described him as polite and unremarkable, a man who blended into the background. This duality, ordinary by day, predator by night, allowed Cottingham to evade suspicion for years. His ability to lead a double life, maintaining a facade of normalcy while indulging in his dark desires, made him a master of deception. This intricate balance of normalcy and deviance would ultimately define Cottingham's existence, leaving a chilling legacy of terror. Cottingham's reign of terror began in the late 1960s, during a time when Times Square was a bustling hub of adult entertainment. Vulnerable individuals, including sex workers and runaways, populated the area, making it an ideal hunting ground for someone like Cottingham. He targeted women who were less likely to be missed immediately, using his charm and calm demeanor to lure them into his trap. Once he had gained their trust, Cottingham would drug his victims with sedatives, rendering them powerless. His methods of torture were as brutal as they were calculated. He used restraints to immobilize his victims, prolonging their suffering while he inflicted physical and psychological torment. Strangulation was his preferred method of murder, which he later described as giving him a sense of ultimate control. After killing his victims, Cottingham would often mutilate their bodies, decapitating them or removing their hands to hinder identification. In several instances, he set the remains on fire, destroying crucial evidence and adding another layer of horror to his crimes. One of the most infamous scenes linked to Cottingham's crimes occurred on December 2nd, 1979, at the Travel Inn Motor Hotel near Times Square. Hotel staff discovered the bodies of two women, both decapitated and with their hands removed. The killer had set the torsos on fire, creating a grotesque tableau that shocked even seasoned investigators. These crimes were not isolated. They were part of a chilling pattern. Authorities quickly realized they were dealing with a highly organized and sadistic predator, but identifying him proved difficult. Cottingham's careful planning and ability to blend into his surroundings frustrated law enforcement, leaving them with few viable leads for years. Investigators painstakingly connected the dots between various crime scenes, piecing together a horrifying puzzle. Forensic experts worked tirelessly to analyze the scant evidence left behind, hoping to find a breakthrough. The media coverage of the murders fueled public fear, adding pressure on the authorities to catch the elusive killer. Police sketches and suspect profiles were circulated, but Cottingham's ability to evade capture kept him one step ahead. As the city slept, a shadowy figure continued to haunt the streets, leaving a trail of terror in his wake. The breakthrough in Cottingham's case came on May 22nd, 1980, and it was largely due to the bravery and survival instincts of his final known victim, Leslie Ann Odell. Leslie, an 18-year-old sex worker, was lured to a motel in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, under the pretense of earning money. Once there, Cottingham revealed his true nature, restraining her and subjecting her to horrific torture. Leslie's screams, however, alerted motel staff, who immediately called the police. When officers arrived, they found Cottingham in the room with Leslie, who was still alive but severely injured. This encounter marked the beginning of the end for the torso killer. A search of Cottingham's home and car revealed a horrifying cache of evidence, including restraints, prescription sedatives, and personal items belonging to several victims. Investigators also found photographs that provided crucial links to his earlier crimes. These discoveries painted a grim picture of a man who had meticulously planned and executed his murders for over a decade. The evidence was overwhelming, leading to Cottingham's conviction and ensuring he would spend the rest of his life behind bars. During his interrogation and subsequent trial, Cottingham's lack of remorse was chilling. Prosecutors presented overwhelming evidence, including forensic findings that linked him to multiple murders. DNA evidence, fibers, and survivor testimonies created an airtight case against him. Cottingham's demeanor in court was disturbingly casual, as though he were discussing mundane details rather than recounting atrocities. He was convicted of multiple murders in 1981 and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Despite his convictions, Cottingham later confessed to additional killings, claiming responsibility for as many as 100 murders. While many of these claims remain unverified, they have kept his case in the spotlight and have prompted ongoing investigations into cold cases potentially linked to him. Richard Cottingham's ability to lead a double life remains one of the most unnerving aspects of his story. How can a man who appeared so ordinary commit such extraordinary evil? His crimes continue to raise questions about the nature of human behavior, the warning signs of predatory tendencies, and the challenges law enforcement faces in apprehending such individuals. How did Cottingham manage to fool those closest to him for so long? And what lessons can society learn from his case to better detect and stop predators hiding in plain sight? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth true crime stories.